Clements Homebrew, coming at you with a beer review. A little bit skinnier Clements Homebrew here. I've dropped about 20 pounds. And so I have cut back on beer. But boy, I'm itching to get into it. Let me tell you, I've got a fun one here today. It's the Bigfoot Barleywine, but this isn't any one. This is the 2008. It came to me from Brandon Finch. Thanks, Brandon. It's what they call the 25th expedition. So there you go, 2008 right on the top. And this is their 25th year anniversary of making the beer. That makes this about 7 years old. So that's the longest I've had one aged. This should be really a lot of fun. It's an American barley wine at 9.6% ABV and 90 IBUs. So let's get this cracked open right away. By the way, good Pacific Northwest hops in this one right here. Wow, I can smell it from here already. It's still got a nice finger head on that. Man, it's just got that rich caramel type colors, you know, some like amber and brown, some red hues in there. It looks great, but it's wafting my way. I gotta get a nose right away. Oh, that's just heavenly. Oh, that's just a beautiful aroma, let me tell you. So you've got these really wonderful caramel and toffee aromas coming off that. Now I know it normally does, but the hops aren't just so dominated. Instead, you're really pulling out some dark and medium fruits. You're getting like these candied plum aromas. You're getting some toasted, like toasted grains in there. You're picking up on other things. I think I want to say like cherry, a bit of date, brown sugar. Yeah, like I said, the plum. The plum is probably the more dominant of those, but oh, it just smells so good. It's got almost kind of a, not everyone likes these, but almost kind of a fruitcake smell to it because there's a light nuttiness to it as well. It's just very inviting. So cheers. We're going to jump right on in. Oh, touchdown, touchdown. It is that season. And wow. Okay, as it's going down, I'm still getting a bit of that bitterness, you know, the bitterness coming off the back side, but it's not a strong bitterness. It is mellowed out. And that bitterness lingers into kind of a lightly woody and earthy type flavors. Oh, that's something special. Man, on the very front, as it hit my tongue, I got some toasted coconut. That was just delicious. And the toffee and the caramel are just very good. You're probably getting some light, like a black tea or dark tea type flavors. So some of those big hops that they normally have on it have faded into tea-like flavors. Man. Oh. And the brown sugar on there. And it's still that you can get the alcohol. It is there. It's present. 7 years. It's smooth, very smooth. The whole thing is smooth overall. Almost a like creaminess to the texture. Thanks, Brandon. This is a treat. It has a really good malty backbone, but it's just that it has such rich flavors that go along with it. The front of the beer is all about the sweetness, you know, the caramel, just a chewy caramel, medium caramel, and toffee flavors, along with, like I said, the brown sugar, and then you get the plum coming in, and some raisins coming in, maybe a hint of cherry coming in. You get some breadiness, so that fruitcake effect, and the toasted coconuts right at the very front. And then it kind of subsides down. Then you kind of go into where it goes into that bitterness, and the bitter comes in, and those black tea type flavors come in, and that earthiness really takes over at that point. And then after it's sitting on your palate for a while, all that just kind of mellows out. You're not left with a heavy bitterness. You're not left with super sweet, but all those elements sit there. It doesn't really dry out. It just kind of stays with this pleasant taste on your tongue. All right, I'm going to take a little time with this. I'm going to come back with some numbers. Well, I'm just savoring this. This is something special for sure. What a treat. I mean, the age on this is just beautiful. It makes me think I'm gonna have to keep some of the ones that I've stuck away for a very long time to enjoy them with a good bit of age on it. My wife took a sniff and said it made her think of like a Kentucky bourbon, you know, an aged bourbon with just like sweet, mellow tones. It'd be a little sweeter than that, but it really does. It just has these beautiful mellow tones. You almost get the earthiness, comes off like a wood. Some people have described it, I know in the past, as being like a cedar on there. I don't know their entire process, but it has just developed into a beautiful aged beer. So ratings, wow, how tough is this? American Barleywine. This has got to rank very high. This, to me, has got to rank in that world class. And this probably could have aged even longer. I've no doubt you could go 10, maybe, who knows? Maybe you could go to 20, but at 7 years is pretty damn good. So I think I've got to give this, in terms of American barley wines, 97. I'm still getting hop character on it. 97. I'm loving this. Overall, I'm going to take it down a little bit, as much as I just think for American barley wine is fantastic. Overall, I'm going to drop to a 94. I think that's still a really good rating. Boy, man, if you've got some of these aging, maybe have few in a year and break them out every couple years. That'd be a fun way to go. Here it is again, the Bigfoot Barleywine 2008, the 25th expedition, the 25th year that they produced this, and 7 years later, in 2015, we're reviewing it. This is from Sierra Nevada Brewing out of Chico, California. What a lovely beer. Folks, life's too short to drink cheap beer, and I'll see you in the next beer review.